Facebook Find Bigfoot. How to talk to a Bigfoot and get a reply. Sasquatch and Powerlines. Part 1. An awesome digital flyover is posted by NJIBI. Part 2 is a repost. It's Crypto Seeker and Fasano whooping and getting a reply. That happens in an undisclosed location, likely in Georgia, Alabama, on 11/19. Tim Fasano, who's an awesome researcher, and Caroline Solomon, who's Crypto Seeker, does a woo whoop, which means where are you? You will hear an immediate soft knock, which means here I am. You'll hear a powerful knock, which may be something, maybe it's a gunshot, but it could say here I am. Then an incredibly loud clung on the power line. It's likely a large rock hitting a power pole. It's truly amazing. I guess enjoy our great undiscovered species. Now, in part 1, you'll see a flyover by NJIBI, and it has the sightings in New Jersey, all different dates, and then all the power lines. There's a lot of people, and you see that all of the sightings happen within, yards or a half mile at very most of a power line. And power lines need green space. You can't build a lot of stuff underneath these big power lines. And they kind of go through here. This is at 250% speed, and at the very end, we'll post his updated version, which is pretty entertaining and it's worth watching. As he flies over, and you'll see each one. And there's an Appalachian Trail, and there are some rivers and things like that. But really, it's the power lines that really kind of cut through. And it makes sense because power lines are perfect avenues, especially on a hill, where you can sight down and you can see if a deer is crossing over. Remember, humans and chimpanzees and Sasquatch are the only carnivorous apes. So it would make sense that they would travel and they would eat meat, and there's been many reports of them hunting as well. You can see, I think we're almost done here, and that's pretty cool. Okay, now part 2. This is from last year.
I didn't realize that the power lines were here. I mean, it's scary.
Well, there's ponds, there's little wet areas, ponds, whatever.
Is this often underwater?
Not this part, but the part we
Wow, look at that.
and then little areas throughout.
Well, you mentioned Texas earlier. Have you ever been on the Texas Bigfoot site?
Texas?
Yeah, they recommend following the power line corridors.
Yeah, I know,
It's your best way to get deep access.
the main guy, what's his name, the firefighter dude.
She's howling, whooping. You heard that? It's a little unnerving. No, come on, you keep going that way.
Damn it, I'm not sure that was that. Because
Did you hear something come out of the woods? Or was that the power line?
it's the power line. My thing is, okay, Pat's area is down that way, and he says that at night he would sit there and what sounded like somebody taking a rock and just hitting, and you could hear it going.
Oh, so
Other people have heard something hitting the power line, and they can't figure out what would hit the power line.
so Just like at Cub Scouts with the 2 tin cans and the string, you pull it tight, that the vibration can go right through here for miles.
Well, yeah, but we have no understanding as to what would be doing it and why.
Well, what do you got?
So the only thing we can figure is that it's possibly, you know, the way these things might be communicating, or just that they get up there and they just like to hear, you know.
Well, it just happened. What,
I know.
What do you got?
That's why I looked at you, because I was like, surely he didn't just hit that.
I thought maybe one of those cords was going to break. What do you have in the truck?
I've got my bat, but
It'd take you a minute to get to the truck.
I just
Or some of that wood. Try some wood.
Conclusions. 1, Bigfoot have a language. That's been discussed many times before. Woo whoop means where are you? William Evans first taught us this, and it's pretty true. Power lines are used to travel. They also use to communicate, just like tin cans and string. A single reply rock clack or a wood knock means, hey, I'm over here. Sasquatch know I am, which means they know they exist. They're self-aware. Bigfoot are extremely smart. Good researchers need to be smart as well. Thanks to Tim Fasano, CryptoSeeker, and Ronald Polenz, and NJIBI. Here is NJIBI's second, newer version. It's pretty funny.
Is Bigfoot real and in New Jersey? Specifically, northern New Jersey, one of the most densely populated states in the country. How could Bigfoot even be in New Jersey? So many people, so many strip malls, so many snookies. It would be bound to be seen at some point. Somebody's bound to just run one over with a car, or at least that's what you would think. Well, fortunately, with the technology that we have now, such as Google Maps and Google Earth and Google Planet and Google Stars and Google Your Mom, we could pretty much plot out all the sightings on a map and see what comes up. So, is Bigfoot possible in New Jersey? Could it exist? Could it get from point A to point B without being snooked? Let's find out. Okay, here we have good old New Jersey. I'm gonna zoom in here and turn on all the Bigfoot sightings that give approximate locations. There aren't any on here that are really vague. These are all ones that either have landmarks or actual addresses, really, that you can find. And we're going to turn on the railways here in a second so you can see how many of these sightings are, you can connect them to each other by the railways. Now, railways, a lot of them now are trails, but many of them go through towns, so you kind of take the railways with a grain of salt, although many Bigfoot sightings occur near rivers and waterways, which parallel a lot of railroad tracks. So it's a good way to get around. And here's the Appalachian Trail. There were some stragglers over there to the northwest that didn't connect to anything, but they connect to the Appalachian Trail quite easily. And there's the Highlands Trail in green, which is a inconsistent trail, but it does travel some good distances without being in sight of anything. But then it also goes across highways and things like that, or follows roads. So there's also a few that are right off of the Highlands Trail. And now we're going to turn on the power lines. And these seem to be the super highways. Basically, power lines are it. Almost every sighting in New Jersey, in a populated state like this, occur near power lines. Many of them in unpopulated areas occur near railroad tracks, a lot in Ohio. But in New Jersey, they seem to occur mostly near power line trails. And you can pretty much connect every single sighting here. So there you have it. That's one of the reasons the power lines are a major theory right now. So there you go.